Fourth time's gotta be the charm for Fantastic Four, right? You would think so. But you're gonna find out what I thought about it right now because it is that time for that review of Fantastic Four 2015. Here we go. Fantastic Four 2015 stars Kate Mara, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, and Jamie Bell as the newly reincarnated Fantastic Four by Fox Studios. As we saw, there's three previous films. You have Tim Story's Fantastic Four, then Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. Before that, there was a straight to not DVD, but VHS version of the Fantastic Four also. Those three were god-awful, and I am glad to say, even with everybody criticizing this movie, it's the best Fantastic Four that we've had today in a live-action movie. That's my opinion. That's the whole point of a review. Now, of course, this movie had a lot of problems. I knew a lot about the backstage news and rumors going on with this film about on-set things, and I gotta say, this was a new take on Fantastic Four from the beginning. They were throwing everything out that we knew about the Fantastic Four. One, because I'm pretty sure Marvel is starting to, I think they're going to discontinue the Fantastic Four. And that means, like, all right, we're going to take this any way we went. So that's why they went in the direction that they decided to with the new incarnation. Josh Trank set out to make a science fiction horror movie in this, which I liked. The beginning of the film was good. I enjoyed it. Middle part was decent. And when you got to the last half of the last, like, I want to say almost hour and a half, 30 minutes, you could tell that the studio came in and started, well, we need this isn't a superhero movie, this isn't what we wanted. And then they started pulling out X-Men's Origins Wolverine again. But why? Why did you have to come in there? I mean, granted, people are starting to get superhero fatigue, right? I mean, it was so good in the beginning, it was okay in the middle, then it just sucked at the end. You could just feel the studio in there. You would think they would learn not to go in and do what they did with X-Men's Origins of Wolverine, The Last Stand. And yet, they did it on this because it wasn't a superhero movie. It was a new take on it. And it was just darker. It was gritty. It was like I had a lot of fun in the beginning and somewhat in the middle, but then just fell off. I had no way blame Josh Trank for this, okay? Because he wrote on Twitter recently, it's been removed, that a year ago I set out to make a fantastic movie, and this is not what I had in mind. But it's something like that. So, yeah, I'm paraphrasing. But if they came in and they took, I'm like, why would you do that? Why? So what? It's a science fiction horror movie that's pretty good until the last half an hour to hour when you're just like, what? Things were just jumbled and weird and just, I didn't like how things were thrown together. Doom was just wasted. You can't do Doom anymore because it's been done. It's over. Dr. Doom is done, basically. I don't blame Toby Kebbell at all because I think he's a phenomenal actor. I blame Fox Studios. I liked, there's a scene with Toby Kebbell when he's walking down a hallway full of guards, and that's all I'll say. I thought that was the best scene in the movie for at least me because it was pretty dark and gritty, and that was basically it. There wasn't a lot of action. You could tell when they cut back on funding for the film. It was just weird. And especially if you tell critics that they cannot, if you impress an embargo on a day before, like, you can't talk about this movie until it comes out, that's a red flag in the critics' world. Like, oh god, this is gonna suck. It didn't suck in the beginning. It was good in the beginning. Then it got decent in the middle. Then it sucked. I'm disappointed that they got their hands involved, that they went in and they tried to do it again. You'd think they would learn from their past mistakes about doing it. Josh Trank went out to reimagine the whole entire world of Fantastic Four, along with writer Simon Kinberg, who's done multiple X-Men films, to help just reignite this franchise. And it was horror. It was a horror science fiction, which I liked. Then, of course, there's going to be a lot of problems with it, which, yeah, there are. And you could tell right away. If I was to recommend this to you, I would be going back on my word for about the article I wrote about demanding better made films. This is a rental when it comes out. The first beginning of the movie is phenomenal. I highly enjoyed it. It was a good time. But then it just went downhill. I would have loved to see what Josh Trank would have done with this if apparently the studio didn't come in and start pushing him around. I mean, I don't understand why they would do that. They had a lot riding on this. And it's just unbelievable. Like, why would you go in and destroy this franchise like that? You did it with Wolverine Origins. Then I found out last night, this is a funny bit, because everybody's still pissed off about X-Men The Last Stand, even though it's been wiped out of existence, along with X-Men Origins Wolverine. I found out Matthew Vaughn was originally supposed to direct it. What? Kick-Ass 2, X-Men First Class, the list goes on and on for Matthew Vaughn, and yet they didn't get him. And I don't know what Fox Studios is doing. I mean, I'm excited for Deadpool. I'm doing my reaction for that's coming out tomorrow, but it's like you're giving Deadpool a shot to be something entirely different in a league of its own. You could have let Fantastic Four just do its own thing too. Well, it's a well-known property. No. It's got to be its own thing. If the director is going to take it into a new field of science fiction horror, let him. Okay? I like that. It was getting that grittiness. Doom, I had a problem with. I mean, but that's a whole nother story in itself, and I could go on a whole rant about that, which I will in my article when I write it. Because this is just, I'm doing this video response first. Then I'm going to write my article. So you can catch that up at eastcoastmovieguys.com. Links in the description. But there was just a lot of weird chemistry between the characters, too, towards the end. And the whole adoption thing of Sue and jealousy of Johnny was kind of glazed over, which I had a problem. I'm like, well, you couldn't just go in a little bit about it? I mean, really? Fantastic Four, rental. That's it. I really would have liked to see what Trank could have done with it. If he didn't have the studio come in and push him around. But I don't know the full story. I mean, that's what he's saying, and they're saying it different reasons. And it was a decent science fiction horror movie. If it didn't have the name Fantastic Four, that's what it would be. That's basically what it would be, in my opinion. But if you've seen Fantastic Four 2015, tell me your thoughts in the comments section down below, what you thought about it. What did you like, what you didn't, what didn't you like? I thought it was decent. And above all else, it was probably the best out of all the previous Fantastic Fours. But in all seriousness, people are going to be calling this to go back to Marvel. I don't know if Marvel's going to be like, well, I don't know, should I take this? But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what goes down. I mean, granted, if it makes, because they're already working on a sequel, and if it's true that they're already working on a Fantastic Four sequel, for the love of God, studio heads of Fox, no disrespect, but keep your paws off of it. Let the writers and the directors do what they do best, make the film. You don't know a damn thing about comic book movies, and you don't know anything about the comic book characters. Well, if we don't know, the public's not going to know. What? That makes no sense. That's not very logical, in my opinion, but whatever. Keep your hands out of it. Let them do their thing. Let them make an awesome movie, and hopefully you don't touch Deadpool either, because if you touch Deadpool, which you probably haven't, which I'm better not, F&A, hopefully it's awesome. But other than that, comment down below and tell me what you think about Fantastic Four 2015. And other than that, that'll be that.